respect. She said, John, looking back, to be a street guy and to live this life the right way, you should never get married, you should never have kids. Never get married, never have kids. You have to devote yourself to this. And every guy would have to qualify. Should do 1 year in Marion, Illinois, in a lockdown, maximum level 6 prison. This is the worst of the worst. Show me you could do this, you could do anything. Okay? Now I know you ain't gonna flip, you ain't gonna turn on your brotherhood, you ain't gonna turn, you're gonna be a man because your honor's gonna keep you intact. Sammy wasn't capable of doing any of that. He fell apart the moment he went to jail. I mean, we've interviewed a guy who was the leader of the Ghost Shadows, a kid named Brian. The Ghost Shadows was a Chinatown gang. And he ended up somehow locked with Sammy. And he was sending messages and kites back to us. This guy's not comporting himself right. He's not doing time right. And my father began to have reservations about the choice that he made. And then shortly thereafter, several months later, sure enough, in the middle of the night, they walked him out. And we found out the next day. And my father was dead. That was him sitting there in the visiting room and questioning what he did. He didn't put the blame on anybody else. He put the blame on himself. Because he made up until that point, he made all the right calls. I believe he did. I mean, as now an outsider looking in, I believe John made the right calls. I did. I think he put the right people in place. He had tremendous amount of loyalty. Take into consideration the impact of Sammy Gravano flipping. Okay? He's the guy who supposedly the top, right? Boss is here. He knows all the secrets. Certainly was a greedy guy. He knew all the money was. That's for damn sure. Okay? Now, as a result of Sammy flipping, minimum 57 guys get indicted. 57 guys, many of them high level, okay, due to his cooperation. He's a tremendous asset for the government, but he is a tsunami to the streets. There's an enormous panic going on now. People are running and hiding and whispering now, okay? And yet, we had that time, all those cases, that barrel of cases that came our way, there was one rat. Sammy Gravano. Wasn't anybody else. You know how many guys got life without parole? You know how many guys got 50-year bids? My Uncle Gene just came home to 29 straight years, okay? You know how many guys are just coming home now? They're just now coming out old men.
John Gotti, y'all.
That was all
Junior.
Around John Gotti. They grew up around John Gotti.
Senior now.
Crew around John Gotti. Guys, East New York around John Gotti. The Fatico boys, okay, around John Gotti. All those guys.
We need loyalty, not murder.
You had a confidential informant named Willie Boy Johnson, and that was it. That's all you had. And even he did better time than Gravano. When it came time to testify, they put him 22 months in solitary confinement, refused to flip.